Hello and welcome back to another installment of the Final Fantasy IX playthrough, done by me, Dishamon Pal. Little bit of video hiccups going to go on in the beginning of this because it's the beginning of this video is using the old footage, but then from here on out is going to be going back to the original recording method, which is, just perfectly fine. It's been a little bit. It has been a little bit since I did a traditional playthrough video, hasn't it? Let's see. Which, I know it was Final Fantasy IX, but that was back in part 30, yeah. It was part 30, October. So, completely missed the month of November. I need to be more on top of it. But I have been doing content, though, so that's pretty cool. Been doing a lot more streaming, which, that's kind of what I've been more focused on nowadays. It's just, I don't know, it's convenient, I suppose. But I still committed. I got some playthroughs I gotta do. So, we are back in the world of Final Fantasy IX. And possibly might be recording a little bit more later on. I'm not 100% sure of that. Something unbearable. Yeah, unfortunately, Freya's boyfriend here has got the amnesia. You just... I am sorry. No. Oh my god, the video hiccups is awful. I'm so sorry. It is definitely most notable with the text boxes, which is pretty funny. It's just strange that this happened. Recording this directly from the consoles with the computer itself. I don't know. Well, not technical. I don't know. I gotta get, like, an actual capture card. Because I got, devices rather than an actual card in the PC itself. But speaking on that, since the last time I did a, video like this, I do got a new graphics card for the PC itself. Not the best thing in the world. It's not the, the ones that are selling out like crazy at this time of this, video. But it's definitely better. It's double to what I had before, which I had a... what's the exact thing? Let me put that up real quick. I'm always forgetting. Oh, excuse me. Got some hiccups. I've not seen you in ages. It's still crazy to me that I did not order anything at all on Amazon during 2018. That is interesting. Uh-oh. Have mercy. Huh, pathetic. It's so magical, in fact, that it just corrupts the video. Where is this? I cannot find it. Oh, hey, look at that. We got a trophy. Nice. You get that for escorting all the citizens. Okay, originally I had the GTX 750 in it, and that's what I've been using up until a couple days ago. Because now I have a GTX 1660. So, yeah. Haven't really noticed much of a difference just yet. But, maybe actually once I start rendering the, this video out, or start rendering videos, that I might notice a big difference. Because in terms of gaming-wise, I haven't really done anything to really test that. Like, everything I've done, with the exception of one thing, has been alright with the 700 GTX I was using. The only exception was with the one time I tried streaming Fallout 4. I can play Fallout 4 just fine with the old graphics card, but streaming it and playing it at the same time, that's when I was just unable to do that whatsoever. So, there's that. Which, I gotta be honest, I never thought Fallout 4 would be the game on Steam that would have me, I would have the most hours in. But mods, man, mods are pretty cool for Fallout 4. Just to go on a little tangent there. And it's just like not simple mods, so like there's like game-changing mods for Fallout 4. It is crazy. And honestly, I have not even beat Fallout 4. I've been kind of like mostly just experimenting with mods and whatnot. And that's been pretty fun, but I put a stop to that. But on the flip side, the game with the second most playtime on Steam is Final Fantasy VIII. With 80 hours in, which is interesting. Then followed by Lisa the Painful at 42. Jeez, I played Fallout, the original Fallout, for 36 hours. Which I have not beaten. That was a game I just tried multiple times to get, just pick up play. I know you can't really rely on the amount of time you play on Steam, the games you put on Steam hours, because there's games here that only says I only play for a minute, which I know for sure I have played longer. Like, for sure, I played longer than a minute. Like, I'm trying to look for one for example here real quick. Like, Dive Kick, I've played that one for more than a minute on PC, I'm fairly sure. Pamplemousse, or Dominique Pamplemousse, I played that more for a minute, I know that one for sure. Like, there's just a couple here. The Desolate Hope, I know I played that one more for a minute. Got a boss battle here. This is not the last time we're gonna be facing her, but it's the same as we fought her the first time. You can't beat her, but this time the stills are much easier. Like we're from here on out, every time we fight her, we're gonna be able to get all the stills. Nice job, Sine. I put that Monty Guard on. That's always recommended. Because Blue Magic is fantastic in the Final Fantasy series. And in fact, I'm trying to work it into an RPG Maker game that I'm working on. And unlike other RPG Maker games, where I just like have an idea, just kind of work with it just a little bit, and just move on to the next thing. This one's actually really serious. I'm actually putting a lot of time into this one, and actually getting things done with it, funny enough. And I'm trying to work in a, well, this one's just, you know, just an idea. I haven't really worked on this just yet, this portion of it. But I do want to have some kind of, like, blue magic into it. So it's going to be interesting. It has been a day or two since I last stopped on it, so I need to get back into that because I'm afraid I'm just going to fall to the wayside like my other RPG Maker projects. But I'm really feeling this one. Will I finally be able to make an RPG Maker game? It's gonna be very comedic, though. I will go ahead and say that up front. It's gonna be silly. But I won't go too much more detail into that. That's just, until like there's more to show off. So yeah, that's something that's been something that I've been working on here and there. Stream wise, I started and done a Lisa the Pointless playthrough. It's interesting. When you stream something, I know it's really common sense, but when you're actually streaming something that you legitimately enjoy and like want it, you know, you love, you get through it pretty quickly. Because Pointless was, I mean, not to say, you know, other games I have streamed. Oh, that's the wrong playlist. Because, oh, well, go back to this real quick. Going back to this boss fight, she's really not that much different than the first time you fought her. In fact, she's a lot more easier because you're a little built up a little bit at this point. But yeah, Pointless, leads to Pointless when I streamed that. That was like the first game I streamed in a little bit that I was really like wanting to do it. Like I was doing that day after day after day for the most part. So that was nice. I did mention during those streams that my capture device was a little messed up, but sorry, my headphones fell out. What a great video. But I did mention that in the stream session videos that my capture device did mess up, but I have fixed the sit stand, so we will be going back and doing some actual streaming on consoles instead of just PC only games. And unfortunately, that means more Sonic Boom. But it is what it is. I started Sonic Boom, I'm gonna finish Sonic Boom. Alright. How about some more? Oh my god, the video hiccups. This will be the absolute last video that will have those video hiccups in it. I guarantee that. knock on faux wood. But yeah, Final Fantasy going back into that. Well, here's the end of the boss fight. No more games. It's kind of funny because the sword shield she actually uses on you, that's not necessarily the effects it does. Because Steiner has access to some of these moves she uses. Ooh, bubble magic, my favorite. So, let's see, Final Fantasy related stuff. So Final Fantasy 9, me thinking about it right here, and right now, as of right now, Final Fantasy 9 will be the last Final Fantasy game I do that is going to be traditional Let's Play format. From here on out, any other, well, basically any other video game, should be told, will be, well, not in every game, but, most games I do is going to be in the stream format. I can guarantee you with Final Fantasy, like, next Final Fantasy games here on out will be more in the stream format. And I did say I want to make my 100th playthrough video, or playthrough, on my YouTube to be Final Fantasy 7. However, with streaming, you know, being set up, it might actually come sooner rather than later. Who knows? Especially considering the goal I set myself for this decade, which I don't know if I ever mentioned that in these playthrough videos. But we're going to talk about that after this cutscene. There's Odin. At the time of recording this, Odin is suspected to be in 16, Final Fantasy 16. So, I mean, that's more of a prediction thing, so that's not 100% confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised. Odin's a pretty popular summon in Final Fantasy world. Also, it's easy to forget. I forget that it seems like anybody can actually use the power of summons. Well, no, not necessarily. That was like a special case where they had to extract the summons from Dagger. That's right. Did you see that? Punk, Queena, they're all gone. I've never done a playthrough of Final Fantasy IX where I did not have Queena. Like, I just never done it. Like, the game is so much easier just having 4 party members rather than just going with the 3 without her. Her, him, Queena. I think Sedane's calling for us. Please, leave me alone. Poor Freya. She's lost 2 homes. Well, they did say the Brumicias, sorry if I'm butchering that, they kind of became their own, like, the 2 settlements. Basically, they became 2 separate, like, what am I trying to say? 2 separate groups, basically. So Freya probably didn't have much to do with that place, but still, I mean, her people were there still. I don't think the Vermesia race has really ever appeared in any other Final Fantasy stuff, have they? Unless maybe they referenced it in the 2 online games. Doesn't look like it. I don't know. I think like that'd be a pretty cool race class you could do in Final Fantasy. I actually tried to do 11. I think it was about a month ago now. Maybe a little bit more than that. Trying to get that set up, but oh my god, that is so primitive how you have to set up Final Fantasy 11 to get started. I never did it. It's oh my god, like, I'm sure 14's like a lot easier to start and get into it at, but I really, now that I'm actually making a steady income, I actually do want to legitimately get into 11, because when I first started trying to get 11, this was back in the PS2 days when you had to get the, you know, the big network adapter attached and everything, and I got the game. I actually got it for Christmas, funny enough. And then my parents was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you have to pay for this monthly." No, we're gonna return this. Not even a word of gratitude. Go find the Celestial. That was an interesting text box there. But yeah, this Final Fantasy 11, I gotta try getting around it too, but it is just so weird getting that game set up. It's definitely a product of its age. Like, I wish Square would have updated it at some point. Like, even Steam. Like, I got the game through Steam, and you can't just play it right off of Steam. Like, it's all weird. I mean, they're still updated 11. Like, 11 still is being played. Funny enough, I'm sure 14's the more popular game, obviously, but 11, you know, and that's kind of maybe where my disdain for the online Final Fantasy games might have came from. It's just, yeah, I just wasn't there for the experience, unfortunately, and I mean, it's still my honest opinion, and, you know, this is just my opinion, that Final Fantasy 11 and 14 still should have been not part of the main series. I know you could say, well, every Final Fantasy is different, which is true. That is true. But just that online component, you know, but then you can have the argument and say, well, 15 has that online component too, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. I mean, the multiplayer and all that. Which, funny enough, I have not played 15 yet. I don't know. Again, that's just me, and yeah. Oh yeah, I don't think I actually talked about Final Fantasy 16. Little jump cut there. Thank you, Sedane of Dissidia. Nice looking game, never played it though. Well, there was Dissidia. I played the PSP Dissidias. But, I mean, there's not too much here. This is where the new footage starts. But, we are gonna end this part, here. We are gonna do the bubble magic once more. We are gonna try to beat the airship to Alexandria. So, when we return, we are going to, raid Alexandria to rescue Dagger, basically. And, that's gonna be a fun time. But, yeah. Final Fantasy 9. Still a fantastic RPG. Everybody should play it. But till then, I'm gonna make like these guys and bubble my way into the next video. That was terrible. I apologize.